In today's episode, I'm talking with Ben Kamara of KLIQ or KLIQ, KLIQ, however you want to pronounce it across the pond or here in the States. What he's created with his team is a vertically integrated, creator-centered platform for entrepreneurs to truly take the reins on their own creation, their ecosystem of creation. In this pre-launch conversation, we expose some of the features that separate KLIQ from YouTube, OnlyFans, and the like. So without further delay, I hope you enjoy my conversation with Ben Kamara.
Optimize with Philip Levi. Welcome to the show.
Here we are. Ben, how are you, my friend?
Brother, I'm good. It's been a minute, so good to see you. How you been?
It's good to see you too, my man. You've been busy. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. But I want to talk about this project that you are launching with your team.
Yep.
I'm going to butcher it here, but I read it as KLIQ, but you might say it a little differently. How should we all say it?
Well, if we're in the States, we should say click, click, click. But yeah, the word, I mean, we pronounce it internally, obviously in the UK, as clique, as in like, this is my
KLIQ.
my clique, my community,
Okay.
my close group. That's what we've rebranded it. Yeah.
Okay. And this is coming out of your remote coach project that was is an amazing creator platform for mainly fitness and fitness creators, right? But I'm sure there's other kind of content on there as well. And what did you see? What's the difference between remote coach and KLIQ or KLIQ?
Yeah, so basically, obviously, as you know, my background has always been for the last, 15, 16 years within the fitness space. So moving out of owning the facilities in London to then into the technology world, remote coach worked well. It did exactly what it says in the tin, in that, we were serving fitness creators, wellness coaches, wellness trainers, or everyone within the wellness space that was a professional that was then helping them their clientele. And what we found is that as we started to build the product out, and just to give context to how the product is now, you as a fitness professional can come to the KLIQ platform and you can launch your own mobile app, instantly within the next 24 hours, as soon as it goes into the App Store and it gets approved. And then you also have the business infrastructure on the back end. So you have everything on how your business is doing from a subscriber base. You can sell your merchandise. You can do one-on-ones. You can create programs. So it's very much your very own digital HQ, your own digital infrastructure that's fully branded with your own brand. Remote Coach is invisible. But what we found over the course of like the 12 months that we then launched was that more creators, or more coaches, should we say, from other different categories and verticals were really struggling with the same problem. They were trying to stitch together different tools similar to what we would be doing as fitness professionals. And so we made the decision that we realized that some of those feature sets that we've built could transition across to whether it be makeup creators and coaches, or food, content creators, or you're a gut health coach, all these other different niche communities that people are looking to connect with their creators with, we can serve. And so we did some deep dive in on workshopping, like how can we then put the brand in a positioning that really serves all of these different categories and verticals. And at the core of the product, and at the core of what I guess we do, even as fitness professionals, when I think of myself as that, is we hope to build a community with the people that we serve, and that's where KLIQ came from. Obviously, the French word for close group. We just jazzed it up with a K and lost the UE.
Yeah. Oh, it looks good. I saw you on LinkedIn, and that wasn't a doctored photo in Times Square, right? That was actually KLIQ.
Oh no, that's
That was up there. I had to look at it twice. And for those of you who haven't seen the photo, check it out on Ben's LinkedIn. But it's just him in Times Square, and bam, there it is up on the banner, the KLIQ logo. And it's cool. It's good. Now, how did you land on the so I'm sorry, I'm still not incredibly clear on like why if I were using Remote Coach, why could I not just film a cooking segment and launch it on that platform? What would be the difference between RC and KLIQ?
Oh, I see. It's more around just the brand and what we wanted to, encompass from bringing all these different creators together. Yeah. So Remote
Okay.
Coach was very much within the fitness space, wellness space, and it served it well, but it didn't really talk to then if you're a cook or a chef, and you wanted to create content. Remote Coach was slightly, more fitnessy, I guess. And so as we look to
Okay.
build these communities of creators, we're hopeful to use the KLIQ brand and to bring everyone together.
Okay. And how do you see yourself wrangling these people together who are, I mean, I see you might as well go after OnlyFans also if you're gonna do this, just offer a little bit better cut. And I mean, I'm sure OnlyFans is not just adult entertainment. They could probably be like, hey, I have a cooking show as well, but we know
Yeah,
what does best on that channel due to human nature.
yeah.
So is that
I
something
mean,
you're setting your sights on?
not that specific content, but I think it's exactly right. When you focus on looking at OnlyFans, it does incredibly well because it serves the creator in that way. It gives
Hmm.
the content creator the ability to connect with their community behind the scenes and offer more exclusive content that people are wanting to pay for. And we believe that that goes all the way across every profession, and the future of work is very much around that. You have a skill set or an experience or an education that you can help people with. There are
Hmm.
people that want to learn from you and want to connect with you, and they are willing to pay that. And so, the likes of Substack that have done it for writers, OnlyFans have done it obviously for, mostly adult content.
Hmm.
Why is it that that profession, let's say, is so far ahead compared to other professions? I don't believe it's just the content. I think it's just that they have served that content piece very, very well and offered them the tools to do so. So we want to do that for the other categories as well.
So how would you distinguish yourself something different from an OnlyFans, from it? Not that you're gonna, say, hey, ladies or guys, we're getting naked on camera
Mhm.
here, but what is the draw to Clique,
Mhm.
to bring those creator verticals in? Like, how is the payout better than YouTube? Is the payout better than
Yeah.
OnlyFans? What's tell me what's unique about it.
Yeah. Well, first off, the payout is a way better than the likes of YouTube or any of the social media platforms because you're building your own business, right? So you're setting your own
Okay.
pricing. So to give you an example, you can have 1.4 million views, I think, on YouTube and only see, barely fractional any dollars, but you can start to charge
Hmm.
your community $20 a month, get 50 people
Hmm.
paying you, and you're making it, $1,000 a month. So huge
Yeah.
difference in the potential for you to scale. And you have complete control. You're not waiting for YouTube to change how that algorithm is or how much that creator fund is going to be paying out. The way that we
Hmm.
focus on making sure that the product is right for whether it be fitness creators or food creators or other creators in a different vertical is to make sure that that end user experience has the feature sets that serve that vertical. So me as a fitness coach, which like I mentioned, I've done 15 years. What do I need? I need to track health data. I need to be able to live stream and I need to connect the two together. And I need to be able to coach very easily to see how my clients are progressing. All of those features that I've mentioned are in the fitness KLIQ product. Now, if I am a cook,
Okay.
I may want to serve up recipes and I may want to be able to have downloadable recipes where people can buy that. Or I may just be doing, a live streaming experience, but it's not just a one to many. It maybe has some interaction where I can talk about cooking together. So the end user experience is tweaked to that end user that's coming onto the platform. And that's where we feel that we've been
Okay.
able to sort of move the needle in the right way. We're looking at that key experience.
Okay. So if I'm a creator and I want to, let's say I want to talk about automotive repair, and I've got a channel that I can live stream, and how would I, so let's say I'm going to the, digital shopping market for these products and your
Yeah.
product, the canvases, so to speak.
Yeah.
How would KLIQ onboard me to, just as an
Yeah.
example, to serve my particular needs as a auto mechanic
Yeah.
tester, or use this tool for that? Like how would that look?
So we look at it as themes. So the fitness theme is
Okay.
an element which comes with feature sets. Let's say that you are a mechanic. Now, we aren't serving the mechanics at the moment, but let's just take that as a use case example. So I'm a mechanic and I specialize in gearboxes or whatever that might be. Okay. I'm going to
Right.
be perhaps needing to live stream, but perhaps my live stream is not about me fitting into that screen and attached to an Apple Watch. Maybe it's me live streaming and it splits the screen so that they can see the car and how I'm working at the same time. So again, that difference
Okay.
in user experience just from that live stream. Maybe it allows me to have one-to-one scheduling where I can, people can book straight into my calendar and I can actually, give them coaching on how they can fix it. What we're trying to
I'm
do
going to be
is
changing my oil at 12 p.m. and I'm going to pay for your time, expert. Can you live stream in and teach me,
absolutely.
don't turn that, put the pan here.
Yeah,
Okay.
or maybe I actually, maybe I record inside my engine and it automatically uploads to Phil, you, the mechanics, Click platform, and it allows us
Mhm.
to communicate to better understand. The key difference, I think, what we're trying to achieve here is we're not just giving people a live streaming platform, or we're not just giving them a website. We're giving them the tools and the infrastructure that they need to build a sustainable, successful business. Very much like
Yeah.
any business that you're serving.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a barber, you're going in and you're creating that experience from within the barber shop, whether that be the mirrors, whether
Hmm.
that be music, whether that be the barber's chairs, whether that be how you sign in or how you book in. And we're trying to, ensure that the digital world is exactly the same. And when you think about it like that, it's not. It's way behind. There are just these generic tools that people are trying to stitch together.
Right. Right. Here's one thing that comes to mind for me is MySpace. And yeah, dating myself a little bit there, but one thing about MySpace that I think was a double-edged sword, because when you had your MySpace profile, you could put anything up and make
Yeah.
it your own, page and world. And I think that one thing that drew people to Facebook over MySpace was there was kind of an analysis paralysis
Mm.
when they came on. And one thing that I am very guilty of also is I'll see all these goodies and I want to
Mm.
put way too many ingredients in the sauce, as it were.
Yeah.
So my question is, if I'm a new creator on KLIQ, how do I know where to start? What's the onboarding process look like?
Got it.
Like, let's just say keep it with fitness. Um,
Yeah. So, so,
what does
so
that
it
look like?
goes
Hey,
back.
I signed up and
Got it. So at the moment, you'll be assigned an onboarding call if you want, and it will be with an account manager, and they'll focus on what is the service that you're going to be providing. So do you do one to many? Do you do one to one? And then we'll look at the feature set that serves your business. But you can do that automatically on the platform itself. So all of the features themselves are toggle on and off, so you can switch them on and off. Whether you want to,
fantastic.
attach your Shopify store or whatever it might be, you can
Mm-hmm.
do that so that you can have everything under one roof and you can, get straight off to the races with building your business. I think the question that you've asked is obviously one that goes through a lot of, fitness creators or people just starting off, of
Mm-hmm.
what they may need. And so the way that we have done it to make it really easy and seamless is to create these themes. So as I mentioned, the fitness theme will have everything that we've noticed from working with tens of fitness creators, works and how they can possibly work it. And so that you would come into the onboarding and you would say, okay, well, I do a lot more live stream classes and I'm going to do that. So, okay, cool. That makes sense. I have a community feed because I want people to be paying, but also meeting each other, and I can give them homework maybe in the community feed. And so that's then inside. And also though, I have my merchandise, my bucket hats, my hoodies, and I want to connect that in. And so all of those will become or are one of the themes that you would launch with.
Okay. So it sounds like you're giving creators the tools to create their own ecosystems for their brand.
Jackpot.
Awesome. Boom. So
that's
what other
mic drop
it seems like that's incredibly enticing for someone who for anyone who is looking to break free of the dollars per hour model, which I think if you're any kind of entrepreneur, if you're not thinking about that already, you definitely are getting left behind. So let me ask you this, Ben, it seems like you have a few different verticals that you have in mind that serve the broad spectrum of users. Is that accurate? Okay.
Absolutely,
what kind of verticals? What does that look like?
So we have identified that broader than just fitness, the whole wellness space, and including podcasters. So we've launched some podcasters already that are on the space. We then have food, as mentioned. So food. We're then also looking at beauty, and we're looking at we call it coaching, but in essence, it's education. So you're educating someone on a specific piece of whatever it be, content that's helping them progress. The main thing is that these creators, the reason why they are in essence coaches is because they are enhancing and progressing their customer base, their community in whatever that might be. They're either getting them fitter, or they're getting them, out of this gut health problem that they may have had. They're getting them better at doing hair and makeup. They are coaching these communities through the content.
Do you see yourself, KLIQ, approaching YouTubers and dangling this carrot in front of them and saying, hey, why not come on over to this platform, take your 100,000 followers and see if you can get a few subscriptions for $3.99 a month for the value that you're providing, and come on over to KLIQ? I mean, because you could have the best of both worlds there. Is there a strategy or an intent to target some of that market?
Absolutely. I mean, the way that I think about just the internet and social media platforms, that they themselves, if I really simplify this, okay, they themselves, so the YouTube, the Instagram, the Meta, that they are the cities, right? This is where the millions of people are just living, right? And so you as a YouTuber, you're creating content within your city, but you're walking around in the city and, you don't make money just walking around in the city. The same way that you don't make money from likes and views, right? However, how do you make money just in the normal non-digital world? You have your own premises, you have your own Burlingame Fitness, you have your own whatever it might be that you entice people to come into. And that is when you have ownership of your business, and that's when you can grow your business. And so these YouTubers, these Instagrammers, they will continue, and we support them. The platform actually has an integration with Instagram and soon to be TikTok, where you can share some of the content back and forward. But they will continue doing that because that's where the audience is. But that isn't where you build your business. And I think that's where the shift of content creators turning entrepreneurs is happening, where they're realizing, well, am I just going to make content for like 10, 20 years and try to do maybe a brand deal here and there? And don't get me wrong, the top 1% make a huge amount of money, like the top 1% in any profession. But if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking to build, especially in now this time when the algorithms have all changed, how are you going to do that? You need to have some sort of ownership. And so we're talking to many YouTubers, we're talking to many creator studios and also talent managers that manage a lot of these YouTubers and Instagrammers and TikTokers.
Okay. And if someone were to, kind of backing up a little bit, if someone were to, so part of the optimized ecosystem is um, uh, uh, live
Yep.
offerings on the application, as well
Yep.
as this podcast, as well as, I mean, you took the name, so I'll just say it: remote coaching via an app that delivers the programming itself.
Yep.
Is there an opportunity to integrate? So if in my ecosystem, it's all three of those things. And if I were to, just as an example, come to KLIQ and say, all right, I am a coach. I'm also a podcast host. I'm also was a chef at one time. So I know my way around the kitchen. Is there an opportunity to kind of wrap that all into one and present that nice and tidy?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the intention. So we're going to be moving into food, for example, and a lot more of the podcasting feature sets, the integrations, will be coming at the end of this year, stroke Q1 next year. And exactly that. You're a podcaster at the moment. How are you making money? In the US, you may have some sort of subscription, which is done obviously on a different platform, or you may in the UK and Europe very much be trying to get ad revenue, which is so minimal. And so we're trying to then have the KLIQ platform that you launch as your digital HQ. You can connect your Acast to it. You can upload or edit or pull that podcast in. So, you have a continuous conversation, which is what a couple of the podcasters that we've already launched are doing. They have their podcast and then automatically they're into the community section within their own KLIQ app, and they can continue having the conversation. Again, it goes back to that, what does that experience need to be like for that specific business when we look at it?
Yeah. Okay, I love it. And what kind of when can we expect to see KLIQ? Because I was trying to research before this interview, and I'm like, well, there's not that much out there. What can you send me? So it's just kind of a fire from the hip and see what Ben has to say about it. What can the adoring fans look forward to?
No, so of course. We did our, we called it sort of a soft launch, but it wasn't really soft because it was right in the middle of Times Square, as you said. But we are going to be pretty
subtle there.
We're going to be transitioning at the end of November, so within the next 4 weeks. We have a couple of events coming up, and then we have some events coming up both in December and January. And you'll see a real transition from the end of November when the brand will completely transition from remote coach into KLIQ going forwards. Super exciting.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I'm excited to see what will be in store, and I will have many more questions once I try the platform out. For those watching and listening, I'm a remote coach user, producer, whatever, content creator. And so as long as my content doesn't get deleted and it transfers over fine, then we'll be just great, won't we, Ben?
Oh, of course. You won't miss a beat.
So what else do people need to know about this brand? I mean, it seems that you're really painting something. One thing that I read that I really loved was that it is the KLIQ canvas and the creators kind of paint their masterpiece. It's not a platform, it's a family where everyone's voice is heard and celebrated. And how did you, I think it's brilliant how you kind of set yourself apart, because it seems like you care about the creators. And I think that that's one thing that can get lost between the cracks of business is it's just more. But if you actually care, then how did you arrive at that?
Do you know what? I think we play in the creator economy space, which is a massive term used a lot to kind of talk about a huge environment. What we're really passionate about, I'm passionate about, is the entrepreneurial side of things. Actually, the entrepreneur themselves. whether they are the mechanic or whether they are the content creator. You yourself have been there. The drive it takes, the passion to try and build something, to then also have your first customers coming on, to also have the customers that love what you're doing and just, you're changing how their lives are. And what we found is, it's difficult just doing that anyway, getting up in the morning and building a business, let alone not having a tool or an infrastructure or an ecosystem that actually helps you to do that. And so we're just very, very passionate about continuing to allow creators that are, instead of burning out from trying to create more and more and more and more content and not getting rewarded for that in a fair way, as we see it, giving them an ecosystem and an infrastructure to actually be able to say, hang on, I'm going to build a sustainable business here that I'm proud of. It's under my own brand, and I can continue to build. And so we're just hugely passionate about the entrepreneurial and the business side. Yeah.
So what about those on the fringes? Because I think there's a huge market there. Those, we'll just stick with health and wellness, those who have considered tiptoeing into the digital space, but are not motivated enough, not organized enough. Is there a strategy to entice them to come on board, give it a try, have their hands held? Because I will admit, I was one of those people, and it was, I mean, I'm a self-educated person for the most part. But not everybody has that spark.
Yeah.
And what is the plan? If is there a plan, I suppose, is how I'll ask that question, to bring those people who are thinking about it to come, just dip their toe in the water.
We want to educate the fringes on the possibility and the opportunities that they have. We want to open their eyes to the opportunity that they can have from launching their own product or platform, however you want to describe it, and start to earn money from that, and be proud of earning the money from it. Being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. That's in, let's call it real world and digital world. However, like you said, the real world or offline, there seems to be a lot more opportunity to see how I can bring my passion to life. And so our aim is to have that same sort of insight and clarity view of what you can do in the digital world. And so when you come to that point where you have that entrepreneurial moment, you're like, I could do that. Or do you know what? I could actually maybe offer this to some other people within my community. I'm going to think straight away, hey, KLIQ, have a theme for that.
Yeah, it's just going to click.
Click.
I love it. So, okay. I think that I'm getting a pretty good picture of what separates this platform from all the other stuff out there. And
Especially
having not seen it yet, right, exactly. I mean, I haven't even been on OnlyFans, I will admit, because I'm busy. And, but I guess I would be interested to see, as a creator, how it's got to be simple for them to set that up. And I will look forward to the KLIQ launch. And between now and then, is there any other, where can people find more information on this amazing platform?
Yep. So you can go to joinkliq.io. So that's join and then KLIQ .io. Join the movement. There's many people already involved and getting behind the scenes comms, let's call it. So yeah, head on over to there and we will keep you informed as we continue then to grow. We're also Join KLIQ on Instagram.
Okay, excellent. I'll put that in the show notes as well, where people can sign up. And if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur and getting out of that dollars for hour business, then it is so good on the other side, because every little step that you take towards financial freedom, towards the freedom of your time, which is the real treat there, the real end goal, every step that you put forward it feels completely liberating when you're working for yourself. And I think, Ben, this has been a great conversation. I think let's leave it at that for now. And when we have a little more, we can come back and revisit this amazing platform. Do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to share with everyone? And if not, that's totally fine.
No, I mean, like you just said, if you've got that, inner drive or desire to kind of take that leap, and you're not quite sure where to even start, head on over and join the community. We will have some resources for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys build. I, as someone who needs my hand held, for new things in the digital world, I'm really, excited to see what you guys are putting out, and I'm excited to be part of it. So Ben, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you joining us here on the Optimize podcast.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you so much for having me on.
If you found the content interesting and helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you out there.